श्री नाम ने हर हर महादेव ओम गणानात्मा गणपति ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय सांबसदा शिवाय नमः ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय ज्योतिर्लिंगाय सोमनाथाय नमः ओम ज्योतिर्लिंगाय सोमनाथाय नमः गंगेतियो ब्रूयात् योजनानां सदैरवे मुञ्चते सर्वपापेभ्यो विपचारान् समर्पयामि शेषोपचारार्थे नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि ओम ज्ञानाय स्वाहा ओम दानाय स्वाहा ओम स्वाहाय स्वाहा ऊर्जो देवता चन्द्रमा देवता वसवो देवता रुद्रा देवता मंगलं पार्वतीनाथ मंगलाय प्रणवताय मां प्रदक्षिणां समर्पयामि प्रार्थये वेदावतारं निजवेदरूपं ज्ञानस्वरूपं गुरुज्योतिरूपं करचरणकृतं वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा आनन्दं वा परादम् ॐ यं भगवन्तरामहे सुगन्धे पुष्टिवर्धनत्वा प्रवारुकमिव बन्धनान्यो मुखेयः वेदाता ॐ नमो सोमनाथाय संगाय सपरिवाराय नमो नमः नमे मनः शिव संकल्पमस्तु पुरुषस्य विष्णुराज्ञया प्रवर्तमानस्य परार्थे श्री नाम ने हर हर महादेव ओम गणानात्मा गणपति ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय सांबसदा शिवाय नमः ओम नमो भगवते रुद्राय ज्योतिर्लिंगाय सोमनाथाय नमः ज्योतिर्लिंगाय सोमनाथाय नमः गंगेतियो ब्रूयात् योजनानां सदैरवे मुञ्चते सर्वपापेभ्यो विपचारान् समर्पयामि शेषोपचारार्थे नमस्कारान् समर्पयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि ओम ज्ञानाय स्वाहा ओम दानाय स्वाहा ओम स्वाहाय स्वाहा ऊर्जो देवता चन्द्रमा देवता वसवो देवता रुद्रा देवता मंगलं पार्वतीनाथ
Hi, this is Arnab Goswami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
Hi guys, this is Sanya Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other.
Welcome to the second episode of DH Bengaluru 2040 Summit, where we dive deeper into the exciting developments of this spectacular event. In the first episode, we set the stage and introduced you to the buzz surrounding the fourth edition of this summit. In the second episode, we take you even further inside the action, featuring captivating moments from the panels, electrifying performances, and exclusive fireside chats you won't want to miss. Let's get started.
Well, diving into the future. Now, turns out that Bangalore generates over 6,000 tons of solid waste every day. And the government of Karnataka, while it has come up with the urban solid waste management policy in 2020, the city continues to grapple with mounting piles of solid waste, and a problem that is definitely going to compound in the years to come. So the question now is, how can we achieve sustainable development goals in waste management? Dr. Sudhira, over to you, sir.
I think the challenge for us to deliberate in this panel is to really look at how do we reimagine and sort of strategize towards taking up towards a cleaner Bangalore. And speaking of which, I think one of them that if you have not really come across is there has been some very good developments too. And one of them happens to be the Bangalore Climate Action and Resilience Plan.
So, as you mentioned, Bangalore is only the third city in the country to have a climate action and resilience plan. After an effort of around 4 to 5 years and doing the greenhouse gas emission inventorization, BBMP came up with a climate action and resilience plan in 2023, November. And the idea was to, provide a roadmap to the city on how to go ahead with the complex challenges of climate change and how to deal with the climate hazards which the city is facing lately.
Probably the circular economy is not been taken up in a right way. Circular economy is very important. Probably the waste is not been, it should all be nothing like waste. The entire waste, any waste can be converted into a resource. Let it be in a manure or the recycling, everything can be done, which has not been taken up. Probably many attempts have been made, which is not good enough. Probably we need to take a strong step. Climate change, I think it's more for the good discussion. First of all, the basic things only have not been addressed. The climate change is a very important issue, I agree. It needs to be taken up more seriously in education system because we need to gear up in the terms of agriculture, how we can have the withstand the climate change with regard to the living in city or with regard to the many other profession, agriculture, many other areas. It's definitely a pressing challenge. Probably in this direction, I call upon and we are willing to work with the government. We have been always cooperating.
So I feel waste management is not a rocket science. Let's keep it down. All that it requires is the leadership for sure, and all our participation. What we have also seen positive, we have also seen areas there have been challenges. 3 things I would say, if BBMP can fix it, then it will be done. One is collection system has to be strengthened, especially in the commercial establishment. I feel the citizens are doing a lot in segregation, so the collection system has to be fixed. One, processing has to immediately start at a large, scale, and space for waste pickers and other citizens to be there. And all of us as consumers, I'm also a consumer of BBMP services. So I, as a consumer, also need that kind of a good services.
With the rapidly increasing population in Bengaluru, the city has been battling its never-ending traffic jams, leaving commuters stuck for hours. The immense pressure on Bengaluru's infrastructure can be minimized by embracing green mobility. It can be the key to alleviating this issue, reducing pollution, and building a more sustainable and efficient transportation system for the city's future. Next panel for the day delve deeper into this subject.
In Bengaluru's context, IISc research has shown that using integrated public transport system would help us achieve 80% sustainability by 2041. With that note, I think we should just start. See, we have several problems. We are living with problems when it comes to mobility, but we do have some models. I think let's hear from our panelists as to how we can leverage these models and what is stopping us from, in fact, utilizing these models.
Just to give an example, Copenhagen today is widely known as the cycling capital of the world, but it did not happen overnight. It took them 40 years. They ran campaigns and slogans for 40 years saying real men do not drive cars but drive bicycles. Of course, today we have to change that to real citizens, not real men. And to own a car, you need to pay 180% sales tax over and above the car value. Additionally, parking charges, fuel charges, etc. are more expensive. So we need to take steps in making these brave policies that disincentivize private transport. Because while there will be a lot of opposition, while it will make a lot of us uncomfortable, unless we do that, we cannot start taking genuine steps towards sustainable mobility.
So how is BBMP, Mr. Tushar Girinath, how is BBMP trying to utilize these ideas to make the city pedestrian and cyclist friendly?
Thank you. Whatsoever my previous speaker was saying, it's absolutely true, and this is how the growth happens. But she had also mentioned that it takes a lot of time to see the changes. We have to recognize that no city has sorted out or solved this problem without having good mass rapid transport system, public transport system. That is a given. To reach to that and to allow those many buses on our roads and also allow the public who is purchasing the private cars, we are not banning the private car industry or anything of that sort. They are saying you bring the cars, it is allowed. We are not stopping the registration in Bangalore. So we are saying it is you come up with, you are earning enough of money, you deserve a car, you move on in the car, but we should provide enough of alternatives.
Urban living has led to a surge in air travel, making it essential to address the growing demand for efficient, accessible, and sustainable air transport solutions in bustling cities. As Bengaluru's population continues to rise, the burden on the city's airport grows, raising the question of whether additional airports are needed to accommodate the increasing air travel demand. Here's what the next panel emphasized upon.
So my first question would go to Ms. Kushbu, who is the MD of KSIIDC. You would have been a part of several meetings, several brainstorming sessions about the airport, and you would have perhaps vetted through hundreds of parameters. So what would be the top 3 parameters that you think of when you select the location for the second airport?
There are a lot of parameters which have been considered. The top 3, in my opinion, would be, one is the technical suitability. Of course, this should not be in a hill terrain, for example. This should not be near any lake, water bodies. It should not be very near to a forested area, and it should not be near a congested, populated area. That would be one of the parameters. Second would be the connectivity. So it should already have some sort of existing connectivity, some road connectivity, if possible, mass rapid transit system, bus connectivity. So connectivity, existing connectivity would be an important aspect. Third important would be the distance which people would have to travel to reach that airport. For example, the current airport, many parts of the Bangalore city, people from many parts have to travel a long distance to reach the current airport. So minimizing the average distance which an average Bangalorean has to travel to that airport would be another important aspect.
With regards to industrial point, if you take it up, I think the government has already allocated 2 points. They should look into the infrastructure as well as the connectivity from the industrial hubs where looks like that as of now it is needed. The second airport is needed for the development, accessibility, connectivity and developments with regards to the industries. A lot of people who are coming to Bangalore, it may be for the business or it may be for the tourism or medical tourism, a lot of things which are there. To growth of the revenue of Bangalore in the industry perception, it is needed.
Coming up next, we'll dive into some expert insights on tackling cybercrimes, a presentation by the students of Euro School, reclaiming concert scene in the vibrant city, talks on art, entertainment and much more. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
Hi, this is Arnab Goswami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
Everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, India's most powerful gathering of leaders, visionaries and changemakers. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation.
On the sidelines of the insightful discussions aimed at easing the future in Bengaluru, a stunning musical performance lit up the event. Chakraphonics Trio presented a sonic journey through cultures, captivating the audience and adding an unforgettable energy to the atmosphere. As metropolitan and urban living becomes increasingly digital, there is a rise in cybercrimes. The next panel discussion was themed around tackling cybercrime in India's Silicon Valley.
Now, Bengaluru being the Silicon Valley of India, in the last 1 year alone, that is in 2024, reported over 18,000 cases of cybercrimes. At the same time, the victims have lost a whopping 1,800 crore rupees. Now, while that sinks in, I want to begin this conversation with Dr. Salim. We have seen how cybercrimes have evolved rapidly in the last few years. From the point of view of a senior law enforcement officer, what are the key challenges in tackling cybercrime today?
Information technology today is playing a very important role in everybody's life. In fact, it has made our life much easier, we can say. But the flip side is that it is also being used by the culprits or the accused persons to commit cyber crimes. The major challenges as far as the police is concerned is these cyber crimes are actually I can say they are geographically not confined to one place or one particular thing like traditional crimes.
Right.
And the major challenge is the culprits sit in some corner of the country or some other nation and they commit cyber crimes. And since the different countries have different definitions and different cyber laws, the assistance from particularly at the international level is a little difficult. Although we have MLAT, there is a mutual legal assistance treaties, but it is a very slow and slow process. So that is one major challenge.
Amid a gathering of the thought leaders, a group of students lent their youngest voices. The students from Euro School passionately voiced their thoughts on saving the environment, sharing innovative ideas for building a greener and more sustainable future for Bengaluru.
Bangalore, also known as the Silicon Valley of India, boasts a vibrant tech industry and a rich cultural heritage.
With its pleasant climate and diverse culinary scene, it's a city where technology meets tradition. The name of our project is Bengaluru Reborn. It has 3 phases. Let's begin with Phase 1.
Phase 1. The vertical farming policy. Bangalore, our city of innovation, is growing fast. But so are its challenges. With land becoming scarce and the demand for food rising, it's time for a smarter solution. Vertical farming.
Phase 2. Photovoltaics. Bengaluru, the Silicon Valley of India and the Garden City. But even with these titles, it still faces growing pains, especially with energy. Think about it. Industries, homes, traffic, everything needs energy. And usually, this comes from sources that contribute to pollution. But what if we told you that there is a largely untapped resource right under our noses, shimmering under the sun? Yes, it's Bengaluru's beautiful lakes.
Bengaluru has a rich history of being a vibrant hub for concerts, where music has long been a key part of the city's cultural identity. A group of panelists spoke on what Bengaluru can do to reclaim its concert scene.
Let's start with a bit of context. So, our city is not new to a vibrant music culture, and events are not new to our city either. And Bruce, I was hoping you could start us off with a little bit of background. How have you seen this space evolve in the past 10 years in terms of bands, in terms of new artists emerging, in terms of diversity of genres as well? What have you observed?
I think across the last 10 years, between 2015 and now, the sheer number of artists that are coming out and have the opportunity to write, record, and release their material has again exponentially increased. Also because the methods of production and release have become so democratized thanks to technology, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean that all of those artists are building effective, sustainable, long-term careers in the industry. And we find that a lot of young artists have to wear multiple hats to have a sustainable career in music, right? Because it's not like there's a very kind of understood roadmap to success. If you want to be a full-time musician.
I think we still are, we always will be the rock capital because of the kind of audiences that we have. We've got the youngest audiences from across the country. The maximum number of concerts, EDM parties and everything that happen are only in Bangalore. So, which means we always have been and will continue to be a rock capital. But the way to go about it is from a consumer, there's a perception that people have, right? Consumers think, oh, we don't have proper infrastructure, we don't have transportation, we don't have better venues, whatever. That's from a consumer's standpoint, the difficulty in attending an event, from the food, beverages, toilets, facilities, sanitation, everything is a challenge. But from a promoter's point of view, a person who's organizing an event, it takes so much of an effort for them to actually connect with expands, whether international, domestic, get sponsorships, build from the ground up, from nothing, from a ground to build an infrastructure, and then hope for them to be able to make money in return. It's a huge challenge that they kind of face, and I think they need to be rewarded, they need to be recognized, they need to be valued.
Ramya, a renowned actor and producer, added a touch of glitter to the DH Bengaluru 2040 Summit. The former Member of Parliament, who is known for her versatile roles on screen, spoke on the need of supercharging arts and entertainment in Bengaluru.
So let's now look at some other aspects of the arts and entertainment. And you have been a leading lady in 40 plus films, many of them hits, big hits. You debuted with Puneet Rajkumar with the film Abhi. And now you've turned producer.
Yeah.
So
it didn't go very well.
With Swati Murtinamalai.
Yeah, we won all the awards but didn't make any money.
What is Bangalore's identity in terms of arts, entertainment and culture? Because we have Chennai with its films and Carnatic music. There's Hyderabad with its blockbuster cinema. There's Mumbai with Bollywood.
Yeah.
What is Bangalore's identity?
I think this is a personal opinion. Bangalore's identity would be that it has no identity, in the sense that it's been constantly evolving, transforming, growing, innovating. So the minute I give it an identity, then I think I'm limiting Bangalore's art and cultural scene, right? But when I don't define it, then I'm giving it that space to grow, to evolve into something that we may not even know, right? Because Bengaluru is not what it used to be before. It's changed, right?
So what can the government and the private sector do in terms of, you were talking about how we need better writing in cinema. Would the academy, say, be the right place, the Chalanachitra Academy, to perhaps hold writing workshops and encourage good writing, maybe hold contests for scripts?
Yeah.
What ideas would you suggest for the government to encourage better cinema?
I think you've given great ideas yourself. I think that's a good start. They could hold these workshops and they could call in, stories that people have written and probably fund a film maybe. So that's encouraging for people to not just write stories, but to see that come to life, right? That's encouraging. And there's a lot of talent out there, but there are no opportunities as such for them to kind of showcase their talent. So I think that's a great idea.
After a day full of bustling panels and vibrant discussions, the DH Bengaluru 2040 Summit drew to a close with closing remarks by S.R. Ramakrishna, Associate Editor, Deccan Herald.
It's my proud privilege to propose a vote of thanks as we come to the end of a day of intense conversations and brainstorming. I'm sure the many ideas and thoughts shared on this stage today will go a long way in ushering in a better tomorrow for Bengaluru. On behalf of Deccan Herald, I thank all our speakers and panelists who shared their ideas and insights, and our distinguished guests who took the time to attend the summit. Thank you.
With this, DH Bengaluru 2040 Summit concluded with thought-provoking discussions and stories of inspiration. As we wrap up this special episode dedicated to building a new Bengaluru, let's carry forward the vision of an innovative, greener, and more sustainable future for Namma Bengaluru.
इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
पहाड़ों में एक हाइकिंग शिप भी बन सकती है।
Hi guys, this is Sanya Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
Hi, this is Arnab Goswami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
Hello everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. India's most powerful gathering of leaders, visionaries and changemakers. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation that has shaped our country and its future. It's going to be a power-packed summit and you can join me as we discuss the next chapter of India's transformation. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March, only on Republic Media Network.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Hello everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025. India's most powerful gathering of leaders, visionaries and changemakers. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation that has shaped our country and its future. It's going to be a power-packed summit and you can join me as we discuss the next chapter of India's transformation. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March, only on Republic Media Network.
best face feature to fix this picture. Vinayak, there's a lot of noise in my background, so what we'll do is we will use the audio erase feature. Hello and welcome. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 with me, Tanisha Awasthi.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome. You're watching 6 Stories at 6 and I am Tanisha Awasthi. On this Sunday edition, we get you 6 stories that are making headlines nationally and internationally. First up, a grisly murder has shocked the entire nation. And this is about a 22-year-old Congress worker who was found dead in a suitcase. The mother is alleging Congress link behind the grisly murder. Next up, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has made a strong statement against conversion in Kerala. Meanwhile, we'll also get you that horrendous video of the daughter who was seen slapping, biting and hitting her mother and what actually led to the ugly spat. Also, in Kolkata, there's an uneasy calm that prevails in Jadavpur University after attack on State Education Minister. We'll tell you what actually triggered the unrest. Also on the show, the rescue operations are still underway in Badrinath where the avalanche hit in the BRO camp. The hunt is still underway to find one missing labor. And finally, the historic landing of Firefly's Blue Ghost on Moon will get you the full moment of the touchdown. So these are the 6 stories that we have lined up for you. Starting first up with the top focus. In a horrific case that has come to light from Haryana, a 22-year-old Congress worker was murdered near a bus stand in Rohtak and her body was dumped and found in a suitcase. I'm sure you remember this lady from Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra. She is Himani Narwal, the 22-year-old Congress worker who was murdered. The mother of this 22-year-old Congress worker, whose body was found stuffed in a suitcase in Haryana's Rohtak, has made a shocking claim about her daughter's death. While raising serious questions, the body of Himani Narwal, who participated in Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra, was found in a suitcase near a bus stand in Rohtak on Saturday. Her death has sparked demands for a high-level investigation. Here's what the mother had to say.
पार्टी के लिए मेरी बेटी ने अपनी जान तक दांव पे लगा दिया। जाति दुश्मनी हर वक्त उनके साथ रहती थी क्योंकि मेरी बेटी ने मतलब 10 साल से अपनी पढ़ाई को भी मतलब साइड में रख के घर की तरफ ना ध्यान देते, सिर्फ इलेक्शन के पीछे और सिर्फ यही इलेक्शन और पार्टी मेरी बेटी की जान लेगी क्योंकि उसकी दुश्मनी उसी के कारण बनी है। ये पार्टी के भी हो सकते हैं, दोस्त भी हो सकते हैं। 28 तारीख को भी वो घर पे ही थी दोपहर तक। हमें तो पुलिस थाने से फोन आया। हाँ जी सर जी, मैं यही रिक्वेस्ट अपील करती हूँ मैं हुड्डा साहब से, आशा हुड्डा से, उनके बहुत नजदीक थी मेरी बेटी, कि मेरी बेटी को मतलब न्याय नहीं मिलेगा तो मैं अपनी बेटी का संस्कार नहीं करूंगी और मुझे न्याय मिलना चाहिए। हमें वैसे डर डर के हम रहते थे, इस बात कारण ही मैं अपने बेटे को BSF कैंप लेके गई यहाँ से, भाई मेरा बेटा मतलब किसी के उसमें ना पड़े। भाई पिछली बार अरे मेरे बड़े बेटे को मतलब जब मार दिया था, जब भी हमारे को इंसाफ नहीं मिला, जब भी इंसाफ नहीं मिला, मैं तो अपने को इसकी जान बचाने के लिए यहाँ से BSF कैंप लेके गई थी। भाई डर था क्या? उस बात के लिए नहीं, मतलब जैसे पार्टी में उसका मन ऐसा, ये इलेक्शन के बाद ऐसा हट गया था कि भैया वो किसी पार्टी के साथ कह रही थी मैंने जॉब करनी है, मैंने मतलब मैं पार्टी में मतलब ज्यादा नहीं जाऊंगी। कांग्रेस में वो 10 साल से जुड़ रही थी, अब मतलब 3-4 साल से, जैसे मेरे से शादी के लिए भी अब हाँ कर दिया था, बोली मम्मी सिर्फ 2024 दे दो, मैं इलेक्शन होने के बाद मैं शादी कर लूँ। हाँ LLB कर रही थी तो मैंने ऐसा उठा के पास फोन किया था, मेरा फोन नहीं उठा।
You heard what the mother has to say. She has clearly alleged a Congress thing. Now, while the mother has claimed that the party and elections are responsible for her daughter's death and that she was in touch with Asha Huda, wife of Bhupender Singh Huda, here's how the case has sparked a huge political uproar.
A Congress worker in her early 20s was found dead under mysterious circumstances today. The body of the missing Congress worker was found stuffed inside a suitcase at Rohtak. The murdered Congress worker was identified as Himani Narwal. She was in her early 20s. Speaking on the recovery, the station house officer of Sampla said a police rushed a team to the spot after receiving word that a body had been found inside a suitcase near a bus stand in Rohtak.
ये भी सूचना मिली थी, ये सड़क के किनारे, हाईवे के किनारे झाड़ियों में एक सूटकेस में डेड बॉडी मिली है। अभी एफएसएल टीम को बुलाया है, मुकदमा दर्ज कर रहे हैं, जांच कर रहे हैं। हाँ, ऐसा लग रहा है देखने में कि इसका मर्डर करके इसकी डेड बॉडी को यहाँ पे फेंका गया है। बाकी जांच कर रहे हैं, मुकदमा दर्ज करके कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं।
Meanwhile, the Congress came out all guns blazing at the BJP government over the prevailing law and order in Haryana, claiming that it tops the country in crime against women.
हरियाणा में कानून व्यवस्था बिल्कुल ठप हो चुकी है और जो क्राइम अगेंस्ट वुमेन जो है वो हरियाणा पूरे देश में नंबर 1 है। 2022 के सीआरपी इसकी क्राइम रिकॉर्ड की बात है, सेंट्रल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड की बात है, सेंट्रल क्राइम रिकॉर्ड। और जो ये घटना है इसकी तुरंत जांच होनी चाहिए।
The top media advisor to Chief Minister Nayab Saini said the police has been directed to go to the bottom of the murder and uncover those responsible.
बहुत ही दुखद घटना है, एक जघन्य अपराध है। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने पुलिस अधिकारियों को बड़े सख्त दिशा निर्देश दिए हैं कि जो भी लोग इसमें संलिप्त हैं तुरंत उन लोगों को गिरफ्तार किया जाए, और चाहे वो किसी पार्टी से संबंधित है, चाहे वो किसी पार्टी के नेता हैं या सामान्य आदमी है, पुलिस अपनी कार्रवाई कर रही है। बहुत जल्द वो लोग सलाखों के पीछे होंगे, जैसा कि माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने निर्देश दिए हैं।
अगर किसी राजनीतिक चीज़ की अगर लगता है कोई शक है तो उसको सरकार को जो पार्टी है जो अपने शक जाहिर करती है उसको गंभीरता से लेना चाहिए और पुलिस को इसकी जांच करनी चाहिए।
The victim's mother, meanwhile, alleged foul play. She said her daughter may have made some enemies during the last Haryana Assembly elections.
10 साल से अपनी पढ़ाई को भी मतलब साइड में रख के घर की तरफ ना ध्यान देते, सिर्फ इलेक्शन के पीछे, और सिर्फ यही इलेक्शन और पार्टी मेरी बेटी की जान लेगी क्योंकि उसकी दुश्मनी उसी के कारण बनी है।
Her brother, meanwhile, said Himani was an active Congress worker and her death could be the fallout of a political rivalry.
कोई भी आशा के उड़ा के पास अपने फोन किया, मैंने फोन भी 4-5 मिस कॉल मारी, फिर भी फोन भी नहीं उठाया। मुझे तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है कि कोई पार्टी का ही मेंबर है, सच्ची बताऊं तो, कि किसी पार्टी के मेंबर ने किया हुआ है।
Meanwhile, a special investigation was formed to get to the bottom of this incident.
पुलिस को सूचना मिली थी, पुलिस मौके पे पहुंची थी, वहाँ एक सफारी का बैग था, उसके अंदर से डेड बॉडी वो मिली थी। तो बाद में हम लोगों ने जब आइडेंटिफिकेशन वगैरह करी है तो हिमानी नरवाल के नाम से वो लड़की का था, विजयनगर की वो रहने वाली थी। तो उनके माँ बाप भी हम लोगों ने मौके पे बुलाए थे, वो आइडेंटिफाई हो गई थी बढ़िया। और उसके बाद हम लोग अब अलग अलग पहलू पे इस पे हम लोग इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं और जो जल्द से जल्द इसका जो भी पीछे इसका होगा उसका पर्दाफाश हम लोग करेंगे। इसमें SIT का गठन कर दिया गया है, मेरे ही नेतृत्व में SHO सांपला है और चौकी इंचार्ज है हमारे इसमें।
As the probe gathers pace, the onus is on the Congress to clarify on the family's charges of rivalry and political murder.
Joining me on the broadcast is Lomas, who's reporting live from the incident spot, Rohtak. Lomas, क्या update है? probe में क्या FIR दर्ज हो चुकी है?
बिल्कुल, आपको जानकारी दे दें, FIR तो सुबह में ही दर्ज हो चुकी थी और आपको ये भी जानकारी दे दूं कि जो पोस्टमार्टम की प्राइमरी रिपोर्ट है वो आ चुकी है और बताया ये जा रहा है कि उस प्राइमरी रिपोर्ट में निकल के सामने आया है कि जो हत्या हुई है वो गला दबाने से हुई है। हालांकि जो हिमानी के चेहरे पे एक चोट का भी निशान है। हालांकि अभी तक पूर्ण रूप से जो पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट है वो नहीं आई, केवल ये प्राइमरी रिपोर्ट है। लगातार पुलिस इस पूरे मामले को लेकर के इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रही है। आपको जानकारी दे दें, एसआईटी का निर्माण हो चुका है और साथ ही 4 टीमें लगातार ही इस पूरे मामले को लेकर के जांच कर रही है। और आपको ये भी जानकारी दे दें कि जो हरियाणा के सीएम हैं, उन्होंने पुलिस को डायरेक्शन दिया है कि जल्द से जल्द इस पूरे मामले में जो भी अपराधी है और जिनकी भी संलिप्तता है उसको जल्द से जल्द पकड़ा जाए और कहीं ना कहीं सख्त से सख्त पूरी इस तरीके से सजा दी जाए। आपने देखा कि किस तरीके से जो उनकी मदर है हिमानी की, उनके द्वारा ये कहा जा रहा है कि हो ना हो राजनीतिक, यहाँ पर किसी राजनीति नेता क्या हाथ हो सकता है। और भाई ने भी ये आरोप लगाया है कि कोई ना कोई जो राजनीति से जुड़ा हुआ व्यक्ति है उसका बड़ा हाथ हो सकता है। उसी को लेकर के लगातार जो परिवार वाले हैं वो यहाँ पे पुलिस प्रशासन हो या फिर जो कांग्रेस के तमाम नेता हैं उनके सामने वो अपनी बात रख रहे हैं और गुहार लगा रहे हैं कि जल्द से जल्द उनकी बात सुनी जाए। हालांकि इसको लेकर के जो हरियाणा के सीएम है उन्होंने भी डायरेक्शन दिया है कि जल्द से जल्द इस पूरे मामले को लेकर के जो अपराधी है उनको पकड़ा जाए। बैक टू
बिल्कुल Lomas, absolutely. Thank you for sharing all those details. Remains to be seen if there is a larger conspiracy behind the grisly murder. Moving on, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar has made a strong case against conversion in Kerala. Now this while addressing an event in Kerala, speaking on the issue of religious conversions in the state, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar said the pain of other people should not be used as a reason to convert them into another religion, while adding demographic change through allurement and subtle way of suggesting change of religious is dangerous.
हर व्यक्ति का अधिकार है किस धर्म का पालन करे। हर व्यक्ति का अधिकार है मनमर्जी से धर्म अपनाए, पर लालच देकर, भोग देकर, by allurement, by temptation, कन्वर्शन होता है और उसका उद्देश्य होता है we will get supremacy by changing demography of the nation. इतिहास साक्षी है, दुनिया के कुछ देश उदाहरण हैं, आप मेरे से ज्यादा समझदार हैं, जानकार हैं, पता लगा सकते हैं। देशों का रूप ही मिट गया, वहां जो मेजोरिटी कम्युनिटी थी। We cannot allow this demographic invasion. Our organic demographic growth is acceptable. But if this is disruptive, it is minister designed to control, हमारे कान खड़े हो जाने चाहिए। हमारे लिए चिंतन मंथन का विषय है। हमारा दर्शन जो सदियों पुराना है उसको चुनौती है। हमें विवेकपूर्ण इस तरीके से काम करना पड़ेगा।
Moving on, a woman was seen assaulting, abusing and biting her elderly mother in a video allegedly over a property dispute in Haryana's Hisar. The video that has gone viral on social media shows the daughter physically attacking her mother and abusing her. In the video, the woman can be seen biting her mother's leg and hitting her with slaps and punches while the elderly woman sits on a bed. The dispute is reportedly related to property. The police have registered a case based on the complaint filed by the victim's son and have started the investigation. The ugly spat was caught on cam. An uneasy calm prevailed on Jadavpur University campus after violent protests by left students and heckling of West Bengal Education Minister Bhartiya Basu on the previous day. Now, the windscreen of the minister's car was smashed by protesters and 2 of the agitators were injured, one of them seriously, when the tire of one of the vehicles in his convoy grazed past them. Trouble broke out when Education Minister Basu went to JU campus to attend the annual general meeting of WBCUPA. He tried to speak to agitating students and received their memorandum, which was then gheraoed by the protesters, and his security personnel had a time trying to escort him to the vehicle. Here's all that you need to know.
Tension was palpable at Kolkata's Jadavpur University a day after Bengal Education Minister Arnab Goswami was allegedly attacked on campus. It was alleged that the left-backed student protesters surrounded and attacked the minister's car, leaving him injured. Dramatic visuals from the campus on Saturday showed the protesters raising slogans and purportedly heckling the minister while banging their fists on the bonnet and roof of his car. According to reports, the protesting members of the CPI Students' Wing, SFI, blocked the minister's car, demanding immediate elections to the Varsity's Students' Council. Visuals also showed the protesting students deflating the tires of the minister's vehicle to stop it from exiting the campus. The minister reportedly sustained injuries in the incident and had to be admitted to the state-run SSKM hospital. Ruling Trinamool Congress MP Shayani Ghosh led a march condemning the incident on Saturday.
आज जादवपुर यूनिवर्सिटी में एक शिक्षक का कॉन्क्लेव था और वहाँ पे हमारे जो राज्य के शिक्षा मंत्री हैं उनके साथ जादवपुर यूनिवर्सिटी एसएफआई के स्टूडेंट ने बहुत बुरा बर्ताव किया, गाली गलौज की, उनको प्रहार किया उन पे। हम लोग धिक्कार, हम लोग यहाँ पे वी आर हियर टू कंडेम दिस एंड वी वांट टू से दैट डेमोक्रेसी शुड प्रिवेल। और ये ममता बनर्जी उनका शासनकाल है, हम लोग बहुत सेंसिटिविटी और सेंसिबिलिटी के साथ हैंडल करते हैं, बट दे शुडंट टेक आवर सेंसिटिविटी और सेंसिबिलिटी टू बी आवर वीकनेस।
Meanwhile, on Sunday, 5 FIRs were registered in connection with the incident on campus. The Vice-Chancellor of the university also condemned the incident while flagging glaring security lapses on campus. Amid an uneasy calm, an elaborate security deployment has been made at the varsity to prevent fresh tensions.
A massive avalanche struck the Border Roads Organisation camp near Mana village in Uttarakhand's Chamoli district, burying 54 workers under the snow. Now, rescue teams have saved 46 workers so far, but 8 tragically lost their lives. The rescue teams have found the remains of the one worker who was missing in the avalanche. Now, rescue operations in Uttarakhand have now concluded. Joining me on the broadcast is now Piyush Ori. He is reporting live from Joshimath on that. The rescue operations have just concluded. Remember, the remains of one missing labour was where the search operations was underway. But now we learn that tragically all the workers that were missing have lost their lives. That one worker for whom the search was underway, that his remains have been found, and the rescue operations in the area have now concluded. All right, so these are the latest visuals that we are getting in. Remember, the avalanche had struck the BRO workers. 50 plus of them were trapped under the snow when the avalanche hit in the Badrinath National Highway. An extremely tragic incident there that had broken out. Rescue operations were underway. Piyush, my colleague, is joining me on the broadcast. He's reporting live from Joshimath. Piyush, the rescue operations, I believe, have now concluded, and we have a breaking news coming in where we learned that the one missing worker for whom the search operations was underway has now been found dead. Please talk to us about what further are the process that the NDRF teams will be pursuing.
Tanisha, what I will just like to show you and our viewers through this lens of my video journalist is the helipad of the Indian Army. Now, this helipad is very significant because it was over here where the activities of the movement of helicopters, where all the logistics all the patients in form of those laborers who were contracted with the Border Roads Organization and who had got trapped in the glacier at Mana were being brought. And it is also this place where, unfortunately, all those 8 workers who have now died were being brought over here. In fact, some of the bodies were also brought in front of our eyes. So yes, now officially the operation is over. Today there was an operation that was to be carried out in bringing the 4 workers who were still stuck inside the glacier. Unfortunately, they were not taken out live, and it's a sad moment. But yes, one thing of which Indian Army especially, along with the other state agencies, should be proud of is that of the 55 workers that had got trapped inside the glacier, most of them were rescued, most of them had been sent to the hospital where they are receiving treatment, and most of them have been made sure that they are alive. So yes, in a way, it's a big success for the Indian Army-led IBEX Brigade, which led this operation, and with them, it was also other state agencies in form of NDRF, SDRF and other forms of state government machinery of Uttarakhand. It is also important to note over here that the condition was quite challenging. The weather conditions was not favorable. The road transportation through Joshimath to Mana was actually impossible because the roads were completely blocked because of the landslides and snowfall. So thereby, taking all these things into consideration, making sure that at least 48 workers of the 55 workers are surviving. It's in a way an achievement for Indian Army and all those agencies that were involved in the rescue work.
Absolutely, Piyush. Thank you for sharing all those details. Moving on to the last and final story that we're tracking on the broadcast. After a long journey through space, a commercial US company achieved a historic landing on the moon, the second private lander to achieve the feat. Firefly Aerospace's 6.6-foot tall Blue Ghost Mission 1 lander touched down at 3:34 a.m. this morning. Watch this video on the historic touchdown that the Blue Ghost achieved.
60 meters up. First redirect occurred, 98 meters from original target. 1 minute remaining in flight. The vehicle is converged on its commanded descent profile.
All right, so we are in that autonomous phase that you had described to us. She is ready and has been preparing for this.
You're going to hear a lot of call-outs here about vision navigation solutions, laser rangefinder.
Seconds remaining in terminal. 100 meters up.
And let's just...
systems.
Navigation filter is still healthy.
Second hazard avoidance occurred, 5 meters from previous target. 50 meters up. 30 seconds remaining in flight.
A historical touchdown and a remarkable feat. That's all that we could pack in this edition of 6 Stories at 6. We'll be back tomorrow with more agenda-setting news. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next are news and updates. Thank you for watching.
Since the video is too long, I will transcribe and then summarize it for you. I'm Abhishek Kapoor and you are watching This Is Exclusive.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bengaluru, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Hello everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, India's most powerful gathering of leaders, visionaries and changemakers. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation that has shaped our country and its future. It's going to be a power-packed summit, and you can join me as we discuss the next chapter of India's transformation. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March, only on Republic Media Network.
Hi, this is Arnab Goswami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
Hi guys, this is Sanya Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
Very dynamic leader. So please put your hands together for BJP leader and one of the well-known young leaders, Shehzad Poonawalla.
Usually debates are easier. You get to square off against somebody. So it's easier to make your accusations, throw barbs at each other, and most of the time is spent in that. Having said that, thank you very much, Republic Network, my dear friend Niranjan, obviously Arnab Goswami, the organizers of this great youth summit, fellow speakers, and obviously this Yuva audience who's gathered here for this amazing Mahakumbh of ideas and energy. Firstly, I'm glad that the Republic Network thought of me as Yuva. Some other networks, Niranjan, continue to think that a failed 54-year-old dynast is a Yuva. So I'm glad that as opposed to that kind of network, the Republic Network thinks that somebody who's in his 30s actually represents the Yuva. But on a serious note, in Odisha in 1938, there was a young boy, Baji Raut, who was part of the Banar Sena in pre-independence India. Filled with patriotic zeal, his task was to ferry people across the Brahmani river and to keep a vigil at the ghat. One day, the British police officers came to Baji Raut and told him that we want to cross the river, we want to use your boat. The patriot in Baji Raut refused to stand down, and he obviously told the Britishers to go take a hike. The British police officers shot Baji Rao dead. He was just 12 years old when he laid down his life for our independence. He's India's youngest martyr. Then there is the story of Kanaklata Barua. Kanaklata Barua, tigress of Assam, led one of the biggest peaceful processions to the Gopur police station at the height of the 1942 Quit India movement. And her only aim was that the Union Jack should be replaced by the symbol of our pride, the Tiranga, the symbol of our republic. The British officers fired at her mercilessly, and she was killed at the age of 17. Full of zeal, full of energy, full of patriotism. Closer to our generation, you remember that in June 1999, Captain Vijayan Thapar, name you must have heard, was tasked with a huge responsibility of taking back from the Pakistanis territory that they had captured during the Kargil War. He was successful in his first mission, that is to get back Barbad bunker. And then when he was given another mission to get back 3 pimples at Naul, during that mission, unfortunately, Captain Vijayan Thapar made the supreme sacrifice. But in his last letter to his father, Captain Thapar wrote that if I were to be born as a human being once again, the only thing I would want to do is to serve our armed forces and serve Ma Bharati. This was the spirit that embodied him. Sagar Daryani, a friend of mine, started a small momo shop in Kolkata. He just had 30,000 rupees in his pocket. He did that in his late 20s. Today, Sagar Daryani is a year younger than me. He's 34. He owns a company which I'm sure all of you, especially Delhiites, would know, Wow Momo. It has 630 outlets across the country. It has a market valuation of 3,000 crores, the boy with 30,000 rupees in his pocket, and he employs 6,000 people in this country. That is a success story of the Yuva of Bharat as well. And going back once again to thousands of years ago, Adi Shankaracharya, one of the greatest philosophers of Hinduism and humanism, his works on the Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishads, his seminal work for establishing the 4 mutts of Hinduism, of revitalizing Sanatan Dharma, his philosophy and teachings on Advaita Vedanta, all of this was done by him, and this was achieved before he attained the age of 32. And finally, you'd heard of a company called Tata Group. Started in 1868 by Jamshedji Tata. Today, the Tata Group is about $400 billion in market capitalization. Started by Jamshedji Tata when he was only 29 years old. The point I'm trying to make with all these stories spanning across generations, across many, many, many years, is that in every aspect of Bharat's journey, whether it is political or whether it is economic, whether it is the journey of Bharat when we were shackled in Gulami, or whether it is the story of independent Bharat, whether it is achievements in the field of business or in the field of sports, at the core of every story of Bharat is the Yuva, is this Yuva Shakti. And therefore, even though one can say that Bharat is one of the oldest civilizations in the world, 5,000 years old civilization, we are also one of the youngest nations in the world. And both of these two exist together. In fact, Bharat's Shakti is the Yuva Shakti. Think about it. 66% of Bharat's population, that's about 800 million, 80 crore people, are below the age of 35. You want to get an approximation of what that means? It means the entire population of Russia multiplied by 5. It means the entire population of the United States multiplied by 2.5 times. That's the size of our population, which is below the age of 35. In the last elections in 2024, approximately 35% of our 97 crore registered voters were between the age group of 18 to 35. One study indicates that about 75% of the startups that are registered in this country, most of them came after 2014, have been started by people who are below the age of 35. Yet another study shows that out of India's total consumer spending, about 50% of decisions of that consumer spending are driven by people, by citizens who are below the age of 35. So what does this mean? It means that whether we are talking about Bharat's demographic makeup or we are talking about Bharat's democratic makeup, whether we talk of Bharat's economic prowess or whether we talk of Bharat's political strength, whether we talk about Bharat's expanding markets, or whether we talk about Bharat's labor and employment force, the makers of Bharat, all of them at their core have this Yuva Shakti. It is the Yuva Shakti that drives Bharat today. And therefore, I know that many people think that people like me are more attuned to giving political speeches. But let me draw philosophically on how we can, as a nation, as a civilization, harness and leverage this huge ocean, this immense talent pool of youth that we have in our midst. And the solution for that, or the answer for that, I find, lies in the word Yuva itself. The word Yuva, Y-U-V-A. This is the English pronunciation, but youth in Sanskrit or in Hindi means Yuva. So the answer to the harnessing or the leveraging or the utilization of this youth power lies in the term Yuva. Have you heard of the word Vayu? वायु सबने सुना है वायु. आजकल तो दिल्ली में वायु प्रदूषण की बहुत बात होती थी. वायु जो है, the word Vayu is a Sanskrit word for wind, for air. It's the name of wind god in Hindu mythology. Vayu also happens to be the father of Shri Hanuman. And by the way, Hanumanji is always depicted as eternally young. He is immortal. He is Chiranjeevi. Vayu Putra Hanuman. Vayu जो शब्द है, उसमें जो व है, the v from Vayu, which is the root of Vayu in Sanskrit, means to flow together, to flow, to move forward. Now just do one exercise. Vayu बोलिए एक बार, Vayu. जोर से. खाना नाश्ता वास्ता नहीं दिया क्या रिपब्लिक वाले? वायु बोलिए फिर से. अब जोर से बोलिए और लगातार निरंतर कंटिन्यूसली बोलिए. वायु, 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 युवा, युवा. वायु और युवा. वायु को जब आप निरंतर बोलते हैं, जोर से बोलते हैं और लगातार बोलते हैं, तो वायु, 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 वा, युवा, 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 वायु से निकलता है युवा. तो युवा का पहला जो मूल है, the first meaning of युवा or the first attribute of युवा is the quality of vayu, that is to always keep moving forward, to keep going forward. And in the last 10 years, to unleash this energy of yuva, you must have seen that as a nation, we've been moving forward. Whether it's our economy from 11th position, we've moved forward at the speed of wind to the 5th position. We are now building infrastructure at the speed of wind. We are doubling the amount of highways we have. We are building more rail networks. We've built more networks of metros in various cities. We have expanded our digital network. You remember the days of slow internet speeds. Today we have one of the fastest internet speeds and the cheapest. And all of this is leading to India moving forward, our Yuva Shakti moving forward. So the first attribute of Yuva, or harnessing the power of the youth, is to keep moving forward, to keep pushing forward. But Yuva also has, apart from the VA, the Va Tattva, the Youth Tattva, YU. And this Youth Tattva, if you see, is also found in another Sanskrit word called Yog. Yog starts with the same root of Y. That Y Tattva of Yog means to come together. Yog literally means milan. It means sayog, ek hona, judna. इसी को योग कहते हैं. योग मतलब एक हो जाना. So, the Yuva attribute of YU is also about coming together. It is about staying together. It is about staying rooted, even as we move forward. You must have seen there are many elements today that are trying to divide us. We've already been divided in 1947 along religious lines. Our country was partitioned. And today several forces continue to try and divide us, some along linguistic lines. Somewhere we see Tamil versus Hindi going on. Somewhere it is Gujarati versus Marathi. Somebody is attempting Assamese versus Malayali. All of this is going on to break us along linguistic lines. Some are attempting to break us against and pit us against each other on caste lines. जाति के आधार पर तोड़ने की कोशिश की जा रही है. Some people are trying to break us along religion and regional lines. So the attempt is being done all the time to divide us. But the attribute of the youth, the attribute of Yuva, is to stay united even as we move forward. Think about it. Have you seen a small child? If you notice a small child, and then you notice a grandparent who's 80 or 90 years old, what is the first difference that you will make out? The first difference that you will make out is the child's skin and your grandparent's skin. Your grandparent will have a lot of wrinkles on his or her face, correct? Right? झुर्रियां होंगी चेहरे पे. आप सोचिए एक बात, ये झुर्रियां क्यों आती है? जब आपका स्किन भारी तत्वों को एक्सपोज होता है, जैसे सनलाइट को एक्सपोज होता है, when you expose your skin to sunlight or to other elements, external elements, the tissues that are held together, the connective fiber of it disintegrates, it deteriorates. And the moment that happens, your skin loses elastin or elasticity, and then individual tissues of your skin start sagging, and that's what wrinkling is, essentially. So, coming together, if your skin is together, if it is connected together, it looks young and fresh and vibrant. And the same skin, when it starts disintegrating from each other, it starts sagging, it starts looking old. Isolation is the attribute of age, whereas freshness and being together, united, is the attribute of the young. You must have seen that even as these attempts are being made to divide us along caste lines, religious lines, linguistic lines, just a couple of days ago, the Mahakumbh has come to a conclusion. It happened after 144 years, this particular Mahakumbh. And we saw about 66 crore people take the holy Snan in the Triveni Sangam. And there is not a single instance, not one instance that anybody can show where one person taking a Snan in the Triveni Sangam refused to take a Snan with another person saying that मैं ब्राह्मण हूँ, तुम दलित हो, हम एक साथ स्नान नहीं कर सकते. Not a single instance where somebody said कि मैं मराठी हूँ, तुम उत्तर प्रदेश से हो, हम साथ में स्नान नहीं कर सकते. Not a single instance where gender or any other factors that divide us could be seen or spotted in that union of Sanatanis that took place in Prayagraj just a few days ago. And that is the power of unity. That is the power of being rooted to your Sanskriti and your culture. And that is the attribute, the second attribute of being Yuva. The first being mobility, to move forward. The second being, even as we move forward, to be united. There are two more attributes of being Yuva, or to harness this Yuva Shakti. And those two again come from the word Yuva. For me, the word Yuva, the Y stands for Yodha. Who is a Yodha? Yodha is somebody who is assertive, somebody who is aggressive, somebody who is willing to take risks, somebody who is not going to back down, somebody who is willing to go and fight for his right. You remember that there was a time in this country that there used to be bomb blasts every second or third week. याद है वो समय? जयपुर ब्लास्ट, पुणे ब्लास्ट, कोयम्बटूर ब्लास्ट, चेन्नई ब्लास्ट, लखनऊ ब्लास्ट, वाराणसी ब्लास्ट, हर जगह पर, हर बड़े शहर में कोई ना कोई धमाका होता था, कोई ना कोई ब्लास्ट होता था. लोग हम सुनते थे ट्रेन में, बसों में, मार्केट्स में एक वार्निंग चलती थी कि अनजान लगेज को टच मत कीजिए, अनजान चीज़ों को हाथ मत लगाइए, पुलिस को रिपोर्ट कीजिए. उस समय पर हम लोगों ने कभी मुंह तोड़ जवाब नहीं दिया. बट नाउ इन द लास्ट 10-11 years, India has realized its Yuva Shakti, its Yodha Shakti. And today, terrorism can never completely stop. There will always be somebody who will want to attack us. But today our response to the same terror attacks has changed drastically. And therefore somebody, even if they think of attacking us, when they do an attack at Uri or in Pulwama, today we no longer sit meekly or go to the United Nations, but we give a muh-tod jawab, whether it is through the surgical strike or whether it is through the Balakot airstrike, and we ensure that the fear of God is put in those who even dare to think about targeting us. That is being a Yodha. And that is also an attribute of our Yuva Shakti. But finally, there is another attribute that comes along with this Y for Yodha and Yuva. And that is V, se Vinamr. The word Vinamr comes from Vinaman. Vinaman matlab to bow down. आप बोलेंगे bow down? Bowing down का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप किसी से डर गए. Bowing down does not mean that you have moved behind. Bowing down actually is not an attribute of the weak, it is an attribute of strength. Have you ever seen a tree which is full of fruits? A tree which is full of fruits is always bowing down and is always small because it is bowing down. A tree without fruits will stand upright. If I were to ask you that collect some rainwater, it was raining a little bit earlier before I came, collect rainwater in your hands, would you be able to collect water if you held your hand up like this? But the moment you bend your hand, make a cup out of it, you will be able to collect a few drops of water, you'll be able to absorb what nature is giving you. So bowing down, Vinamra hona, Vinaman hona, this is the biggest attribute of the brave. And therefore, if you see the example that I started off with, of Shri Hanuman, do you know what the meaning of the word Hanuman is? Hanuman का मतलब जानते हैं? हनुमान जी का मतलब, वैसे तो हम हनुमान जी को जब डिस्क्राइब करते हैं तो हमेशा उनके हाथ में हम देखते हैं कि गदा है. हनुमान जी को बल, शक्ति, ताकत, अतुलित बलधामा, इस प्रकार से उनका वर्णन होता है. पर हनुमान जी के नाम का मतलब है हनु मतलब छोटा करना और मान मतलब अपना ईगो, अपना अहम. जो अपने ईगो को, अपने अहम को, जो अपने मान को छोटा कर सकता है, उन्हें हनुमान कहते हैं. हनुमान का एक और अर्थ भी है हनु का मतलब संस्कृत में होता है जबड़ा, जौ, और मान का मतलब होता है जिस पर चोट हो, डिसफिगर्ड हो, जो थोड़ा सा, हम देखते हैं ना जो अहंकारी लोग होते हैं उनका चिन्ह हमेशा ऊपर होता है, जौ हमेशा ऊपर होता है, वो ऐसे चलते हैं नाक ऊंची करके। हनुमान जी के जबड़े पर ये चोट कैसे आई थी? ये तब आई थी जब हनुमान जी एक दिन सूर्य को निगलने के लिए चल पड़े, और उस समय पर सभी देवताओं ने इंद्र जी से कहा कि बचाइए वरना ये तो सूरज को ही निगल लेंगे मीठा फल समझ के। और तब इंद्र जी ने अपने वज्र से हनुमान जी पर हमला किया। वैसे उनको कुछ हुआ नहीं, सिर्फ उनके जबड़े पर थोड़ी चोट आई। परंतु इसका फिलोसॉफिकल मीनिंग क्या? व्हाट इज द फिलोसॉफिकल मीनिंग ऑफ दिस? द फिलोसॉफिकल मीनिंग ऑफ दिस इज दैट हनुमान, हु इज द एम्बॉडीमेंट ऑफ इमॉर्टल यूथ, एज पावरफुल एज ही इज, अतुलित बलधामा जितने हैं वो बल जितना भी है उनमें, तब भी उनका मान वो हनु करती है। मतलब कि वो अपने अहम को काबू में रखते हैं, वो विनम्र है। और इसीलिए आपको याद होगा एक चौपाई भी है, सूक्ष्म रूप धरी सियाई दिखावा, विकट रूप धरी लंक जरावा। मतलब कि हनुमान जी की वो क्वालिटी है कि जहां पर बड़ा रूप करके लंका लगानी है तो वहां पे लंका लगा भी देते हैं, और जहां पर रूप को छोटा करना है, सूक्ष्म होना है, जहां पर विनम्र होना है, झुकना है, विनमन करना है, वहां पर हनुमान जी सूक्ष्म रूप भी धारण कर देते हैं। और इसीलिए आज जब मैं आपके सामने आया हूं, व्हेन आई हैव कम इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, आई एम सॉरी मैंने कुछ पॉलिटिकल कहा नहीं, पर मेरे हिसाब से, क्योंकि आज का कीनोट एड्रेस भी था फ्रॉम द युवा टू द युवा, 4 एट्रीब्यूट्स है जो युवाओं की शक्ति को ऊर्जा दे सकते हैं और उसे आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं। फर्स्ट, टू कीप मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, आगे बढ़ते रहिए वायु की तरह। सेकंड, इवन एज वी आर मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, स्टे यूनाइटेड, मिलन कीजिए, अपने विरासत से जुड़े रहिए। थर्ड, योद्धा के समान असर्टिव होइए। और चौथा, भगवान श्री हनुमान की तरह विनम्र रहिए। बस मैं आपसे यही बात कहना चाहता था। आप लोगों ने मुझे इस मंच पर, इस युवाओं के महाकुंभ में आने का मौका दिया, और यहाँ पर आपके बीच में आकर अपनी बातों को रखने का मौका दिया। आई एम वेरी वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू रिपब्लिक नेटवर्क। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर लिसनिंग सो पेशेंटली। थैंक यू। जय हिंद, जय भारत, भारत माता की जय। थैंक यू।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bengaluru, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Hello everyone, how you doing? Namaskar, I'm Ricky Cage and I'm super excited that on the 6th of March, I'm going to be at the Republic Plenary Summit. It's going to be absolutely awesome and it's happening at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi. So remember, let us see each other at the Republic Plenary Summit, March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. See you there.
Hi, this is Arnab Goswami here, and I'll be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This happens to be India's largest news event, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. Save this date. I will see you on March 6th.
everyone, this is Ranveer Brar and I'm honored to be speaking at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025, India's most powerful gathering of leaders, visionaries and changemakers. Under the theme of Limitless India, we celebrate the spirit of innovation that has shaped our country and its future. It's going to be a power-packed summit and you can join me as we discuss the next chapter of India's transformation. See you at the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on the 6th of March, only on Republic Media Network.
Hi guys, this is Sania Mirza and I will be attending the Republic Plenary Summit 2025 on March 6th at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi. This is India's largest summit organized by Republic Media, India's leading news network. I'm thrilled to be a part of it. See you all there.
इसको घर
Since the video is too long, I will transcribe and then summarize it for you. I'm Abhishek Kapoor and you are watching This is Exclusive.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hi there, welcome to the Sunday edition of This is Exclusive. It's been a busy news Sunday from Jammu and Kashmir, where security forces engaged with terrorists in an encounter, to down south in Kerala, where Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar raised a very important conversion debate. That's in fact going to be our news conversation at 9 p.m. And in between, we had other important stories from Punjab to Bengal. And that's our focus in this edition of This is Exclusive. I'm going to get you an interesting detail from the FIR accessed exclusively by Republic on the curious case of a Christian godman, Pastor Baljinder Singh in Chandigarh. And then, of course, the Jadhav University campus violence. Its Vice Chancellor joins us live in a bit. Let's start with the headlines. Tension grips Jadavpur University after Education Minister Bratya Basu injures a student protesting in front of his car. Woman accuses Pastor Bajinder Singh of sexual assault. Christian evangelist was previously arrested for rape and murder.
कि मेरी बेटी को न्याय मिले और मतलब जल्दी से जल्दी मेरी बेटी को न्याय मिले.
Congress women workers' body found stuffed inside suitcase in Rohtak. Party demands impartial investigation.
हर व्यक्ति का अधिकार है मनमर्जी से धर्म अपनाए, पर लालच देकर, भोग देकर कन्वर्शन होता है. हमारे लिए चिंतन मंथन का विषय है.
Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar makes a strong statement against conversions in Kerala. Says shouldn't use pain of other people as reason to convert them to another religion.
अब उत्तराखंड में सब चेंज कर दिए, मगर ट्राइबल पर और हिंदू अनडिवाइडेड फैमिली पे अप्लाई नहीं होगा. ये कैसे होगा? ये आर्टिकल 14 का ग्रेव वायलेशन.
AIMIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi criticized the Uttarakhand government over UCC asserts it violates provisions of Article 14. All right, friends, let's begin this bulletin with the Jadavpur University campus violence, which happened all day yesterday and today. And this is in Kolkata, and this was after protesting students Gherao the West Bengal Education Minister Bratya Basu. Students vandalized the minister's car to press their demands to declare students' union election dates in the state at the earliest. In the ensuing melee, the minister's car also injured at least 2 students, one of whom is serious and is in a hospital. Let's look at the details. Then on the other side, we have University's Vice Chancellor Bhaskar Gupta joining us.
Tension was palpable at Kolkata's Jadavpur University a day after Bengal Education Minister Bhagwan Shiva was allegedly attacked on campus. It was alleged that the left-backed student protesters surrounded and attacked the minister's car, leaving him injured. Dramatic visuals from the campus on Saturday showed the protesters raising slogans and purportedly heckling the minister while banging their fists on the bonnet and roof of his car. According to reports, the protesting members of the CPI Students' Wing, SFI, blocked the minister's car, demanding immediate elections to the Varsity's Students' Council. Visuals also showed the protesting students deflating the tires of the minister's vehicle to stop it from exiting the campus. The minister reportedly sustained injuries in the incident and had to be admitted to the state-run SSKM hospital. Ruling Trinamool Congress MP Shayani Ghosh led a march condemning the incident on Saturday.
आज जादवपुर यूनिवर्सिटी में एक शिक्षक का कॉन्क्लेव था और वहाँ पे हमारे जो राज्य के शिक्षा मंत्री हैं उनके साथ जादवपुर यूनिवर्सिटी एसएफआई के स्टूडेंट ने बहुत बुरा बर्ताव किया, गाली गलौज की, उनको प्रहार किया उन पे. हम लोग धिक्कार, हम लोग यहाँ पे वी आर हियर टू कंडेम दिस एंड वी वांट टू से दैट डेमोक्रेसी शुड प्रिवेल. और ये ममता बनर्जी उनका शासनकाल है, हम लोग बहुत सेंसिटिविटी और सेंसिबिलिटी के साथ हैंडल करते हैं, बट दे शुडंट टेक आवर सेंसिटिविटी और सेंसिबिलिटी टू बी आवर वीकनेस.
Meanwhile, on Sunday, 5 FIRs were registered in connection with the incident on campus. The Vice Chancellor of the university also condemned the incident while flagging glaring security lapses on campus. Amid an uneasy calm, an elaborate security deployment has been made at the varsity to prevent fresh tensions.
All right, on air with us Vice Chancellor of Jadavpur University, Mr. Bhaskar Gupta. Very good evening to you, sir. And let me begin by asking, the SFI, the left-wing student union, has called for